Also, I sent you 3 invites. It either works now or never. I have to check the first map. So we start. Actually, I was thinking like he uses sometimes maps that we already played. And I thought specifically of this map, and exactly this map comes up. Wow. Yeah, this is a difficult map, by the way. Because this is one where neither of my strategies really worked out well. Which means that I might go for a normal line here. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. And now I don't know how fast I would have been. But I might not score well in the first round. I will just drive into the last finish. Because there are issues due to the reactor boost to do any other strat here. Like any other strat doesn't work that well. Which means I'm going just normal way. Which I wanted to do in the warm-up and then I didn't find. $20-20. Yeah, for the 20 cup. I'm making 2 points with this. I went as quick as possible, but I had a pretty shit lap. Yeah, often that is the strat, but not on this map. Because you don't have a straight line after this checkpoint. You have a turn, a very difficult turn to always drive the same way, and you cannot reach that finish right there. Because it's the reactor pulls you down. 92. I'm taking this. That's okay. Einos was only 4 thousandths away. Okay. Like, this map is the most difficult map for me to find any good setup. $94. Closest was 5 thousandths away. 8 rounds on this map. Now I'm much faster, I have to release a lot in the end. $91. Can I actually have my own ghost? Oh, Hagen! I don't see my ghost. Even if I would see my ghost, it would be probably the 61, which did a different strat. $95. So far not really good. I scored in every single round, but I was never really close. Like usually you have to be way closer to get points, but this is really one of the most difficult maps for any setup. Because of this reactor boost. Like the other idea that I always had, stumbled because you have exactly when you would start accelerating, the reactor boost is just going off, and the 7 seconds of this boost being there are just ending. It's really not good. Okay, I was way too fast, shit. I released a lot in the end. Okay, so we start with a really difficult one. I mean, I played this map already twice in the cups. You can also not really change your strategy, because if you want to go for something else, then you don't really know now when to accelerate and so on. 3 times played this map, 3 times a different strat that I followed. Oh! That was a decent one. And I'm not winning it. Is there a 55er? No, 5,000 away, Alucci. I was not winning with 6,000 away. It's a bit boring that we always play the same maps though. I released too much. I actually get 1 point. The winner is 500 away and I didn't win when I was 6,000 away. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is what I mean with fluctuation. Like every round is different. Like that you can win with 500 away is just crazy. That usually didn't happen. So, this map, I also played it already. But yeah, what was it exactly? I think I had a strat here. Yeah. As I have a strat here, let's see how it turns out. Might have been too late. This is decent though. For a first lap, I'm making 4 points here. Maybe I think I will change my strat slightly. That might be a bad round 2, but could lead to very good rounds afterwards. So if it's a good round 2, then it's good in general. It's a good round 2. Alright. So on this map I can be close in every single lap now. There's also a chance with that I might hit the 20 flat. Even though that is still very, very tough to aim. But consistent points are already great. We have one guy with 5 points. Yeah, 2,000 away. There's always the chance when you don't see the +5, it could be a +55 points and the immediate win for someone. Even if that someone has no points so far. It's always possible. Wasn't that great, but I won. Wow. I felt all the time when I accelerated that I might have been a bit too early here. I even released before the finish, slightly. to release again a bit. But again, 5 points for me. It really helps a lot if you have a strat. Yeah. This is extremely consistent and grants me always good points. On other maps where it's very random to get that close, it's also very random to get often good points. Like on the previous map. Now I go full speed. That was actually a bit too late. That's also why I went full speed. But I get 5 points for it. Wow. Okay. We are at 42. And we have 2 more rounds on this. So if I score decent still, I can actually pass the 50 points on this map already. But still there is the chance that someone hits the flat and overtakes me before I get 50. That's always possible. Oh, but it's... Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, I have 47 points. I need 3. I need 3. I need a 3rd place. Or a tied 2nd place. Whatever. But not tied with 4th, because then both players get the points for 4th. Is that enough? It is! GG! Nobody sniped me. Hagen try to again. Ah, then I actually messed that up. It was always 8 rounds on 4 maps. Yeah, usually that's so unlikely. Like, usually you have actually more maps and less rounds per map, but here it's actually always like that, yeah. It needs an update then. Okay, that was successful. That was a really clean race. I only played 2 maps now, because that map went so well. But yeah, the strat, very simple. I park my car on a very specific spot, and I accelerate at a very specific time, and I only have to go straight from there on. And the good thing is that the specific time was exactly the switch to 16 seconds. And the spot was also very easy, so that both things, time and space, worked together here. It was a very clean spot to park the car on, very consistent spot, and it was a perfect time to aim for. Exactly when the timer hit 16, no, then you do it. And that was basically the strat. I played this map also already once in my very first 20 cup when I was still Yak in this. And otherwise the map is extremely difficult to find strats. But this strat worked very well. Otherwise you often do respawn strats like you do on this map here. And Hagen did it well. Let's see if he was respawning. This is the standard way of doing it. What probably Hagen did, let's see. You do that on all the maps where the way is straight to the finish. Okay. That was a bad jump into... Ah no, he goes here. Okay. Okay, Hagen does something else and he fails. Yeah, I was already wondering. Okay. Chakalu is the closest, but with quite far away actually. So whenever it's straight after a checkpoint, then you just drive somewhere and then you respawn at a certain time and you just finish. But on the previous map there was still a corner to do after the last checkpoint, which means that's not so great, so I parked my car for a straight line. But both ways didn't work on the first map, because the first map has... Oh, many people drive also normal, interesting. Like here it was pretty obvious what to do. Okay, 92. This is also difficult what Hagen does. Like, you cannot really get 20 seconds perfectly with it, because the map author made sure that there is no finish that you could just stand in front. And even if you have a finish where you can stand in front of the line, it is extremely difficult to hit it perfect, timing-wise. No, because you just accelerate right in front of it, so a slight bit of difference when you start accelerating makes a huge difference in time. But yeah, you see, this is a jump finish. Here you have cruise control in front of the finish, also difficult. Here you have to jump as well. Here you have to jump as well. Here you have a freewheel, so you cannot really park your car in front. Here you have ice. And the furthest away is again this one, and this is surely close to 20 seconds again. But yeah, you have to decide which finish you wanna take. But on this one, and we have 5 points for Einos, on this one the respawn strat is usually the best, even though there are better maps, because here it is quite unsmooth with the with this jump and how good you land. It's not always super consistent how much time you need. So Kladavicom is one guy that is doing that. So he waits, and then at 17 something, I guess, 18? Wait. Okay, I have no idea, he must have missed something. Yeah, Caster Curse strikes again. And yeah, on the first map, there was, after the last checkpoint, still a turn to do. A very difficult turn that is not just full speed, and so you couldn't really aim it with the last respawn. And I tried to find a good way to just start driving on a straight right in front of the finish. But the problem is that the reactor boost is still there, and the acceleration with the reactor boost is that high. It's also quite difficult. So he goes for a very different strat. Yeah, as you see, there are so many strats. But people struggle to be close. I mean, we don't have that many players as in the editions when I participated consistently here, before the Faster League started. There we had quite good players that already came up with some strategies or with a good feeling for this. And there it was extremely difficult to score even 1 point. Like, you were 200s away and you didn't get a single point with 200s away. You just didn't get a single point. So he goes for this finish and it's an 88. But he makes 2 points with 2 points with 1100s away. You get a point with 1300s. It never happened in the editions that I played before Faster League. Like, really, you were 200s away, you didn't score anything. You had to be super close and there was a high chance of someone getting the perfect. But here were only a few rounds where someone was within 100. And we saw even winning rounds with 500s away. So level is a bit lower, which made it also easier for me to win this. You see that many people don't really have a strategy here. Like, there is nobody. Here, one guy, Nest type, and da. Those two are going for this strat. But do they get points? Yeah, 2 points for da. And Nest type got 1 point. You see? They were not that close, but they already are close enough to score points with this strategy. It is definitely the best one. So we have a very nice battle in front. 40, 40, 41, 42. And we go to the fourth map. The last one before we rotate to the first map again. And in this map, let's have a look. It is a very simple thing to do. You just drive into this checkpoint and then you respawn at a specific time. That's very simple. Now the thing is, you have to know your speed. Your speed might be different every single time. And of course, if you always respawn at the same moment, it still depends on how fast you are. And you have, of course, a dirt turn in front of this. But it is the strategy. You need a consistent approach for the dirt turn. A line that you can do every time. Always the same. So that you have consistency. You have to look at your speedometer when you cross the checkpoint. You have to look at the speedometer. If you go for that strat. But nobody is doing. Also Haken isn't, even though he's listening. Why are you doing it, Haken? Look at your time. 0.36. 5 points for Einos. Of course, you need to find out at which time exactly you will have to respawn, and that's something to find out in the warm-up. So Haken is close to Einos, overtakes Einos. Einos comes back with a lot of speed. How many points will Einos get? He's now in front of this pack, and he makes no points. He's too fast, and Hagen is too slow. So the correct thing was in between. Glada Vicom was there. Okay. 47, 46, 43, 41. Two players that have the chance now to come towards 50. Can still snipe them with a perfect time. So let's have a look. How many drivers do a different strat? Dab is doing the respawn again. And people finish. Nest type. Dab went into this finish. Nest type into this finish. And we have 5 points for Glada Vicom. With 400s away, he gets actually 5 points. And that gets him over the 50 points. So if you have a look, Dab. Okay, he's now doing something completely different. And Run comes to respawn. No, it doesn't come. He doesn't respawn. Not a good round. And we have in front 2 points for Einos, who is also reaching 50. And it's still a very close... Wait. Why is he at 49? No Genshi G's. He is passing, and Haken is also passing. And that's it. That's the cup.